Once again, I'm on the negative side that American Samoans should be given the opportunity to become citizens, to become U.S. citizens because of how long they've been on U.S. territory. Now, American Samoa territory is very small. Their population of about 55,000. That's really small. So imagine bringing in the government and saying, hey, can you grant us U.S. citizenship? The government's going to turn around and say, yeah, of course. Now you're going to have to be under my rules. You're going to have to follow what we believe in our ways of life. Now that's majority of the Samoans' fears. There are many articles on them saying, no, I like doing what I want to do. If I want to build a building, I'll do it. If I want to go to bed at this time, I'll do it. We believe in this, we believe in that. Now, many of them know the US government will come and take over everything and change everything. Now, it may not be right away, yes, of course. However, there's still that chance that the American Samoans do not want to give. They say that, American Samoans, they don't want that. They don't want to give the US government a chance for them to take over and influence them in ways that they don't want. Now, my opponent mentions how he thinks that it won't happen immediately, that the US government will take over, but there's still that chance. Now, why would American Samoans give them that chance in the first place? He didn't have any examples of or evidence of it won't happen, and he actually agrees with me that eventually it will happen. Now, like I mentioned in my previous statements, how Hawaii, they agreed to go on similar terms. However, the US government stabbed them back. They attacked them, they took over their land and everything. That happened in a really short period of time because the queen, she was still alive at the time. And it just happened so quickly. Now, yes, of course, times are different. We're not going to go in there. We're not going to be shooting up the place and people. However, they will be slowly and surely enforcing their own ways of living, of the US way of living. They're going to come in, they're going to want to change how their values, their cultures, the way they build buildings, and there's just so many things that they're going to change that the UN American Samoans are aware of and they don't really care about. You can look up any article, you can search up, do American Samoans want to become US citizens? Majority of them will say, no, I don't care. I don't mind, I'm not. Now, in my previous speech, I also gave an example of a woman who wanted to be on the board of Hawaii. She wanted to be able to speak for them. However, she was denied that because she didn't have American citizenship. She didn't freak out. She was just like, okay, that's fair, that's fine. She don't want to make a big deal because she's so scared of what the US government will do if they grant her the citizenship and they have him go into the territory and change everything. Now, her husband, he really wanted it. He went out and he got it. Yes, he did have to join the army. However, he got what he wanted. Now, we're not denying, the US isn't denying them citizenship. We just don't want them to come in and be like, okay, you want it right away, I'll give it to you for the price of us owning you. That's the thing that we don't want. We can already have the chance of becoming citizenship. We just don't want it to be mandatory or in their nation because of the fear of what they'll actually do once they have it. Another topic my opponent has mentioned is he says that I don't think they'll lose the roots because they should get their citizenship. Once again, he says, I think they won't lose. Now, realistically, American Samoans will lose about half of what they believe in everything that they do. In the article, I mentioned how they have their own belief that they should ring the bell at 6 p.m. and everyone will pray. Now, what makes you so sure that the US government won't come in and try to show them the cultures, the beliefs of Christianity or Catholic? How do we know they're not going to come in and show them these religions and be like, hey, you should try practicing this. Hey, you should do this more. Why are you doing that? That's weird. Now, American Samoans, they're smart. They know that they don't need it. That's why many articles are saying that a lot of them don't care for it and they don't want it. Now, yes, their economy is really small. They're a really small territory. And my opponent mentions how if the US wanted them to be a tourist attraction, they would have it already. They can't because they don't have control over them. Now imagine what they're going to do once they do get that control. Now, American Samoans, yes, they're really smart. They know not to do that. And yes, if they want to have their own citizenship, they can go off and do whatever they want. It's a handful of them. Now, why should we make the US government come in and say, hey, you want it right away? Here, I'll give it to you, but you got to follow our norms now. This is why I believe we should not allow American Samoans to be able to have that U.S. citizenship given right away as soon as they are born or as soon as the U.S. government jumps over. The U.S. government will find a way to flip it over and take control over their whole nation. And of course, they don't want that. So we should respect and follow what their wish is. So this is why I believe that we should not grant American Samoans citizenship because they've been on the U.S. territory for that long. Thank you.